Hello all, A Nice Tale here, and today we're going to be doing something a little different, my first ever unboxing. Hopefully this will go well. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. It's definitely not going to be a review or anything like that. I can't review something I've just unboxed, but I will definitely be giving my thoughts on the knife. I don't think we're going to touch on specs. I'm going to try and keep it so nobody sees any information, which is probably that. So, what are we unboxing? Because that was very quick. Oh, there's no markings on the box. Interesting. I'm going into this as blind as you guys are. So, who knows? Let's see, how does this box open? Oh, it's a magnetic box. Very nice. There we go. So what are we looking at? Well, if you know a thing or two about YouTube videos, you probably know a thing about this. This is the Neve Knife Co., another YouTuber, a much larger YouTuber. Misdemeanor, one of his knife designs, one of his first knife designs. I think, is this his first knife design to actually get out? I know he's doing one with Wii, but I don't know if that's anywhere near completion yet. So let's take a quick look. This is the Misdemeanor in black DLC, K390, which I have no experience with. Belt satin finish over that black DLC, and a greenish teal clip. Wow, that tings. Okay, yeah, he was mentioning that this thing tings, and this thing really tings. Like, really tings. Let's see. Oh, it tings on the close, too. Wow. Yeah, okay. So immediate first impressions are super comfortable choked up, super comfortable in the back. Interesting texture pattern. I like it. I wasn't sure I was going to like it, but in person, I have to say, I like it more than I thought. This sort of, I don't even know, jigged, scaled or something? I don't know. I know that he's going to be doing a replacement clip for this knife, because he's not happy with this clip. Hold on just 1 second. The clip's not that bad. But maybe he's not happy with the way, the retention and how it goes in and out of the pocket with that flat space on the end there. I could see that. Yeah. But it's not that bad. If anything, maybe just round down the edges on the clip just a tiny bit. So it's super comfortable, but I could see it completely melting away into your hand if some of those edges are gone on that clip. Like this edge is super knocked down and goes down to the scale. Just round out some of these on the edge a little bit more. And I think that could be even more comfortable. But it's pretty darn good as it is now. This blade shape, as you can see, is modified sheep's foot Wharncliffe. There's enough of a point there, I'll call it a Wharncliffe. And the blade is very attractive, with a very heavy belt satin over that DLC, which is very nice looking. Plus, the DLC up here is very polished looking. It's pretty reflective. As I said, I have no experience with K2. Oh, that is sharp. That is sharp out of the box. And wow, that is definitely thin. I know that's what he's going for. He likes the slicer, and personally, so do I. I think if you're going to be carrying a knife, you should be carrying a knife that's good at cutting. Blade stock thickness is a mere 90 thousandths, pretty much on the dot, almost. And behind the edge is a tiny... Oh, no, I'm slipping way down there. Come on. This is going to be a hard one to measure because it's so thin that I want it to slip down Yeah, 13,000 spot on the edge. Maybe. I may actually be 11, 10, yeah. Yeah, there we go, I'm behind the edge now. 11,000's behind the edge. Yeah, this thing is very thin, very slicey. I'm quite sure it's going to go through material like nobody's business. Oh yeah, it went through it. Yeah, okay. Even at this horrible angle, it's going through it. Yeah. Okay, that was a terrible example, but even at that horrible, harsh angle, yeah, it was still wanting to go through. And you can get the ting just by flicking the blade. Needs to break in a little. Let's see where we are talking on. Oh, it's hard to see in there. Well, that looks darn straight to me. Hard as heck to see. But pretty darn perfectly straight. And there is no play. Left, down, upper, right. No pivot lash. Yeah, that sound, that ting, and this size, it's a little larger than I thought it was going to be. I mean, I knew how big it was when I bought it, but it is a little larger than I thought. And I have to say, I like it. I like it quite a bit so far, especially for a first design. This is pretty great. Jimped. So we've got, and this, I mean, I know he's a stickler for lock bar access, so I was not concerned in that regard, but I like the texturing. It's nice. I wouldn't actually mind seeing that diamond texturing applied to, like, part of the knife, like a different design, or this design if you do part of the knife in that texture. And just part of the knife maybe plain, like a faux bolster. That would be pretty cool. It very readily tings. It sings pretty darn nicely. And it all feels pretty good. Let's see if I can get just a tiny, tiny bit of oil on that detent ball is what I'm going for. Just a tiny bit. Barely any at all. Yeah, I mean, you always get a little bit of texture when you're moving a DLC blade, in my opinion, for the opening close position, but this is very, very minor. This is very smooth, very consistent. Let's see. Yeah. Wow, this knife is really making a lot of noise. Every move I make, every touch I do to this blade, it tells you, it gives you feedback. That's kind of cool. I've never heard a knife this vocal, and it looks great. Is it numbered in here? I don't know. Blade steel, and the blade is nice and sterile, which is my preference. That's his logo right there. I'm of course going to link his site and his YouTube channel down below. For anyone who doesn't know, I can't imagine. Honestly, overall, I'm not sure I'd want the logo on the pivot. I don't mind it for this design, but going forward, maybe just like stick it on the clip, or even just on this side of the blade right here, just real small right here. I'd kind of like to see this thing without it. I like it with it, and of course I want this design to say that it is his design, but whenever you put logos and stuff on the pivot, you kind of eliminate the possibility of doing interesting things with the pivot beyond that. So, and I'm always a sucker for some extra flash on the pivot, so. Yeah. I like it. Lock bar cutout is on the inside, so no problems there. Let's see. The jimping up here on the front flipper could be a little more aggressive. Oh, I'm on the lock bar. Ooh, D10. Yeah, heavy D10. Can't do it. I can do that. No problem. So why can't I do the reach around? Yeesh. This one has quite the heavy D10. It sings even there. Okay, maybe I'm just not getting it at the right spot. Let's see. Yeah. Like this one? No problem whatsoever. But this one is giving me some issues. I don't know if it's because my finger's on the lock bar. That's what it is. Okay. Okay, so that's just a thing with this knife. Your finger on the lock bar is going to make it disinclined to pop open. Sheesh. Whew. Strong D10. I like strong D10. I like this D10. I'm perfectly okay with not being able to do this consistently because of a strong D10. I don't need to do that consistently. And frankly, it'll probably break in as I get used to. Is there really a good way to hold this? No, not really. I don't find it this like... Yeah. You can do it, but it really requires you to be in a specific place and not on the lock bar. And this, well, on this one. Of course, this is going to vary from knife to knife. This knife has a strong D10. I like it like that. And it makes everything very easy. Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing... I personally think the best jimping... He's a stickler for jimping, I know. And this is good jimping. But it's not my personal favorite kind of jimping. I like... Let's see, what do we got here? I like finer jimping, though I will say I don't like crown jimping. I like finer jimping. Usually. Particularly at the top of the lock of the a front flipper. That said, it works great for the front flip. It works very easily for that. It's just the angle of the front flipper and the heavy detent is making it very... Hold on now. There it is. Oh. Interesting. Okay, that's fun. Instead of going up around the top for me, with mine right here going slightly from the side, just a tiny bit from the side, pulls it open immediately. Okay, never mind. Like I said, we're learning. Yeah, it's already smoothing out even more, which was already pretty darn smooth. Good. Reverse flick, it catches your nail, great. Still locked up? Or still no play? Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is great. I like this. I like the design overall. It's definitely more my... And there's a dog in the background. Hello, dog. It's definitely more my style. It's definitely my style in the sense that it is not an ultra tall handle or blade. So it's still very nimble. But it's got length, and it's still thin. And there's more than enough cutting. And I'm not even concerned about the plunge grind, which looks like it ends about there, which leaves you more than enough life. In fact, it's very hard to tell where the plunge grind ends on this thing, but it certainly looks like it's about halfway, which will leave you more than enough life to sharpen on this thing. Which was never really a concern, because if you know anything about Neve Knife Co., or Neve's Knives, Jared Neves, you probably aren't worried about his attention to those details. So, Neve Knife Co. Misdemeanor. I like it. I want to see what kind of different clip they get. This isn't that bad in my opinion, but I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of clip they're offering for a replacement, because I know they want to do something like that. Or he does. Maybe Kara does too. That would be his wife. Otherwise, yeah. I like this. This is very nice, very attractive. I'm looking forward to seeing what K390 can do. Good first knife design. Though I will say, like I said, it's not my favorite type of jimping. I like the tighter jimping. There's a certain knife that I have that has like the perfect jimping on it. I can't think of which one it is right now, but I'll probably mention that on the channel at some point. Where it's tight, but not sharp, grippy, and easy. This one is not perfect. Ooh, internal stop pin. That's something to notice. Take note of. It's right in there. And it's attached to the blade. We like to see that here. Yes, we do. And I'm sure this thing's on bearings, because there's no way it's not. So yeah, that's how you do that reach around. Just slightly off to the, canted off to the side. I find that this one, if you go straight ahead, it just doesn't seem to get the traction you need. Weird. That's certainly not a problem, though. So this is good jimping. It's just not... Can I even call it not perfect jimping if it's capable of doing everything? I don't know. Well, whatever. This is a nice knife. I'm going to carry this. I'm going to see what this thing can do. If you want one, like I said, check out down below. Maybe there are still some in stock. Who knows? Hopefully my first unboxing... I definitely rambled too much on my first unboxing. It definitely took too long. Yes. And I'm just sitting here letting dead air sit. Yeah, okay. Weird day. Alright, first unboxing is done. Thanks for watching. See you later.